Hey guys, I'm here with a special guest. This is the first battle podcast we've had, a little emergency post-game press conference. Jrappz, how we doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. How you doing? Thanks for having me on.
Of course. Chaz was unwilling to join. I will relay his message, but just share your thoughts with me first about your matchup this week. Why didn't you feel confident going in? Why did you think you were going to win?
So I got Hampton on the IR. He's been out with a high ankle sprain, I believe, and he's not coming back till maybe week 12. I had my boy AJ Brown, who's been letting me down this week or this year. He was out on a bye, and then Pretty Ricky was out with an injury. So I don't really have a whole lot of depth. I don't like my running backs. Rashad White was on a bye, and he's been playing in place of Bucky Irving. But, I just didn't really think that I had my playmakers in my lineup. So that's why I thought that Ed was going to go to Chaz. And it came down to last night and woke up this morning and saw that my team held out and secured the victory.
Yeah, it's got to be a good feeling. What do you want to say about the allegations that you left the group chat due to chirping? Just clear the air there. Share your thoughts. I know you touched on it a little bit.
Yeah, I tried touching on it in the other group chat, the text message group chat. Listen, I understand I did leave a group chat. However, it was not the group chat. I did not leave the battle group chat. If Chaz wanted to chirp me in that league, in that group chat, by all means, he could have. I left the text message group chat because I had a couple of our friends, I won't mention them here. They were chirping me. And, that's okay. We chirp each other from time to time, but I was having a bad day. I was having a long week, and the last thing I wanted was to be chirped by those two guys. So I left the group chat. And Chaz is saying that I wasn't accessible to be chirped for the weekend leading up to the big game on Sunday and Monday. But if he really wanted to chirp me, all he had to do was open up the Sleeper app, and I was easily accessible there. So that's what I have to say about that.
I think that's fair, and I think that's valid. Let's see, what's your record now? You're in. No, that's is that.
It's a tight race. I think.
Wow, you're in fourth.
7-2.
Yeah. You're fourth. You're sitting at 6-3. You have some injuries. You weren't a playoff team last year. You walked away with the second overall pick. Do you think this year you're making the playoffs? Like, how are you feeling about your season so far?
If I can pick up a couple more wins, and then what do we got? 14-week regular season?
Yes. Yep.
Is that? Yeah. I'm hoping, to get a couple more wins, and I think I can squeak in. It's a tight race, though, across the board. I think there's some competitive teams. I really honestly think it's a toss-up with all my injuries, and I really don't have too much depth. But if Hampton comes back, I think I have a shot to close out the regular season and squeak on in.
He was looking good, yeah.
Yeah, so especially with that other running back going out on the Chargers, and Hampton stepped up and filled the RB1 role. But I'm hoping everything comes together. I feel like my team is, I don't know, I feel like it could go either way. I can just run with what I have, or I could go for a complete rebuild. But
okay,
I think we're going to stick it out and see what happens.
I like that. Walk me through the trade that almost destroyed the league. The JCM trade, how did it happen? Just walk me through it. Take me down that whole experience for you.
All right, so I worked, and I got a sleeper notification, but I didn't check it. I ended up going to the gym. I was at Planet Fitness, sitting on the bench press, and opened up sleeper and went to my trades. And usually, I don't want to call out Dom or Kyle or JP, but sometimes you get trades from those guys, and you just have to automatically decline them. But the trade that was sitting in my inbox was JCM straight up for two of Chaz's first round picks and the running back from Pittsburgh, the rookie. I can't think of his name right now. And, I thought I was dreaming. I didn't think that it was real. I picked up JCM in a trade with you. It was just, a little added bonus.
He was just a toss-in,
Yeah, I didn't even really think of moving JCM, to be honest. Didn't think that people would be interested. And at the time, I had him plugged into my lineup. He was filling a role that I needed to be filled. But it was an offer that I couldn't refuse. So I automatically accepted that. And then we have the fallout that we're all very familiar with.
How were you feeling in the aftermath of the trade not going through? How are you feeling?
I get it. I understand that you have to uphold the integrity of the league, and the trade wasn't done in bad faith. I did not send that trade out to Chaz trying to fleece him, and he sent that to me. He really values JCM, so like, argument could be made either way. But obviously, I really wanted those first picks, the 2027 first round pick and the
Sure.
2026 first round pick. So I'm a little bummed about that, but I get it. I get why it did not go through. I just wish that it had.
For sure. And how did you guys? You guys reworked it pretty quickly. I still think you made out on the better end of that. How were you guys able to rework it so quickly? Do you think? Did you send something? Did he send something?
I'm trying to remember how when I think I sent him something. I can't remember if I sent him something, then he sent me a rebuttal back and I accepted it, or if it was the other way around. But I knew that he really wanted JCM, and just tried to give him an extra piece to sweeten the deal. So what was it? JCM and a second round pick for a first rounder, 2/3, and Pittsburgh running back.
Yep. What do you think he saw in a guy like JCM?
So JCM, you got Eckler going out with the Achilles injury, so done for the season. And you get a guy who I think, what was it, week 3 or week 4, had that huge game. Brady interviewed him afterwards.
Yep.
And it was looking like JCM was riding high. It looked like he could be the back. You got McNichols, who has 8 years in the league, and he's just an old timer. And then who's the other guy? I can't even
Chris
think.
Rodriguez. He's he's been in the league for 2 years or so.
Yeah, I don't know. You just saw a lot of flash out of him early, but Chaz is a big trend guy, and unfortunately, it looks like JCM right now is trending downward. But I'm hoping for Chaz's sake, it turns around and he can get some good seasons out of him. But only time will tell.
That's right. You gotta hope for some good business, buddy. This league was mostly created so you and Jeff could be in a dynasty league. How have you enjoyed it so far? What have you liked? What have you disliked? Are you happy with the additions we've brought into the league? Like, where's your mindset with everything here?
To be honest, in the beginning, I was skeptical. You know how I get with fantasy sometimes, and I just thought it was going to be another stressor, another league to monitor. You start getting in a bunch of leagues, and you start rooting against your player in one league and against him in another league, and sometimes that can get pretty frustrating. So my hopes weren't really high, but this second season, I've really started to get into it. I like the options of trading first, second, third, fourth round picks, and if you want to build for the future, you can. It's not just redraft where you're one and done and you start back over the next year. I like being able to build and trying to make those deals. I haven't done many deals. We had our deal earlier in the season, and then I had my deal with Chaz, but it's fun. It's you feel like an actual NFL manager. So I really like that.
I'm happy to hear you like it. The CD trade, that was probably one of the bigger trades the league has seen. Well, I guess no, we've actually had a lot of big trades. I can't say that. Do you regret it? Are you happy with it? Walk us through that trade. Obviously, I was the other part of it, but this is your podcast. Walk us through how that happened and your feelings about it.
I feel like every year you and I get a trade done, whether it's here in Dynasty or in Redraft, but you came to the table, you really wanted to get a deal done, and we were going back and forth for probably a couple, 2 or 3 days at least.
Yeah.
But see, again, it comes down to depth. I had CD at my wide receiver. A.J. Brown wasn't really producing, and I know that's a long-term game with Dynasty, but trying to look for the future, towards the future, and I know that I needed some wide receivers. I scored well in the draft with Hampton, but I needed to move off CD and try to get a couple good plug-in wide receivers, and Courtland Sutton's been solid. DK Metcalf has had some good games. He's had some duds, but I think overall you benefited. You got CeeDee Lamb, you got Neighbors when he comes back, and then who's your third wide receiver?
Amon-Ra.
You did well, and then I feel like I patched some holes that I needed to patch, and then obviously with the JCM trade, I was able to build off of that too. So
you walked away with 2 firsts, Sutton and Metcalf, I believe. I don't know if there's anything else. That's pretty solid return.
Yeah, and then Dren, he threw in that what was it, Chargers, or
He
I can't
got
remember what running back it was.
he got Kenny Walker, and then he sent you Sutton, because I didn't have Sutton, so it was a 3-teamer.
I think he threw me in.
That's right. Yeah, he did. I can't remember who, but you might be right.
Yeah, I can't actually. Yeah, but he's in my taxi squad right now, so you never know how those rookies are going to pan out. Same thing with the Pittsburgh running back. He had that one big mess up earlier in the season where he didn't return that kickoff, and the other team picked it up in the end zone and scored. And I think after that, he shot himself in the foot, so he hasn't really seen much playing time since then. But you never know.
To be fair, he never returned kicks in college, so I think it was a little bizarre that they even were making him do that. I traded for him in another league. I didn't think he'd be amazing year one, but I was surprised at how little he played. So, but
yeah, hey, all it takes is an injury, and it's the next man up. So you never know.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Beauty of it.
Okay, you have the guy on the 49ers, I think, or maybe it's the Rams, one of the two.
I think it's the Rams, I believe it is.
Yeah. So now you got JP in the league. You got Chaz in the league. You got Casey in the league. You have Dean in the league. We finally broke through with Dean, which I'm pretty excited about. Were you sad to see the Siena guys go? What are your thoughts on the current state of the league and the members?
Yeah, of course I'm always sad to see guys go. We've known those guys going on 8 or 9 years now, so they were great while they were around, but they weren't putting in the effort that battle requires of them. So I'm glad that we picked up JP. He's made some big moves. Casey's made some big moves. Chaz has too, and I'm excited to see what Dean has to bring to the table. I think it makes the league competitive, and not to knock the Siena guys, but it was pretty quiet in the group chat. And now with these new additions, I feel like there's a little bit more chirping back and forth. It makes the weeks a little bit more interesting. For example, the Chaz and my matchup. It gave us all something to look forward to.
Even, had a podcast coming. To touch on that, how do you feel about the Drescher thing? Does he get to chirp now because he's our champion, or do you think he needs to move on with his life and move on to 2025?
Listen, his time to chirp was from the end of last season up until kickoff of 2025. We're in a new season now. I get that he was a champion, but that's done. That's in the past. As Bill Belichick once said, we're on to Cincinnati. And, Drench needs to live in the present.
Now, let me ask you this, too, because Drench was very outspoken. He was a little abrasive, and I'd even say rude with the Siena guys to start the league. But, he put his money where his mouth was, and he won the championship. Do you think there's a part of him winning that kind of ran some of the Siena guys out of town? The B-Rose of the world?
I was going to say, yeah, there was a little rivalry going on between B-Row and Drench, and that was fun to watch. And, maybe Drench rubbed him the wrong way. It's hard to say unless we get those guys on here. I'd like to pick the brains of B-Row and Matt Spenley and Eric, but, those guys are gone. We got great guys in here now. I'd like to focus on the guys that are here.
That's right. Who has surprised you the most? Like, who, going into this, like, you know what I mean? Like, who are the top dogs? Don't even, look at the record. Just so far, has anyone surprised you, their standout performance in a good way or a bad way?
Yeah, I think Casey's really been a surprise. Casey, if you're listening this later on, I'm not meaning to knock you, but I wasn't really sure what to expect, but you've been wheeling and dealing, and your team looks good. I think you scored the most amount of points this past week, right? Yeah. So the league is competitive. Even the guys that are just out of the playoff run, in 7, 8, and 9, all it takes is a couple wins, and they're right back in it. So
yeah, even Joe C, he puts up a lot of points, and it's just looking at it now, as I have the thing up, he's just kind of getting boned by the schedule, which happens from time to time, but it is pretty wide open. The scoring in this league is a little unique. I'll let you touch on that, but I think it provides a lot of opportunity for any given week your team can really do big things. So because the scoring is a little different, how do you feel about it so far?
I like the tight ends. They get a little bit little bit of a bump, right?
Yep. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I like that. I think I have a couple tight ends that I end up plugging in. Um, it's how do I want to put this? You know, there's a lot of opportunity to score a ton of points.
Yep.
I like having all the defenders in there, the DBs, the linebackers, the defensive linemen, and then the tight ends with the extra bump. I mean, Chaz put up what, 220,
Yeah,
230?
he set the record. Yep.
Yeah, no, it's wild. So I don't know. I would like to say that the sleeper projections, though,
Yeah,
that
they're
those
not very
need to
good.
be fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll be projected like 150, and then I end up scoring either like 120 or 180.
Yeah.
So
The
it's
defensive
hard to
ones,
tell.
especially, are pretty because the defensive scoring is like custom. I came up with it myself, so it's very hard for sleeper to like come up with an accurate like projection based on that because in like other
Yep.
like the standard it's like TJ Watt's like a wide receiver one, their scoring is like way too high, so we wanted to scale it down a little bit, so that always kind of skews it a little bit. Now let's get into the nitty gritty, sir. If you were to make JP today, JP in his current form today, okay, white beater, sweatpants, okay, if he was
Yeah.
Shaker's starting varsity quarterback and he threw 20 passes, could Shaker win? And secondly, how many passes does he complete? And he has to throw a minimum of 20.
JP now going up against kids in high school. Is
Yep.
that what you're asking?
Yeah, and he's the quarterback.
Just right off the street, no practice.
Right, just hit him today.
Oh, honest, I don't. Maybe 50%, and that's. I don't even think I could complete more than 50%. These kids are practicing day in and day out, and to pull us off the streets and throw us in there at quarterback. I think 10 out of 20 is fair.
Do you think they would win with him as QB, throwing 20 times? They're playing Shen.
Against Shen, I don't think so. I'm sorry, Prue, but I don't need. Again, I don't think any of us could win against Shen right now if you plug this in.
That's fair. All right, if you had Kyle at the end of one hallway and you had Dom at the end of the other hallway, think like Houston hallway, and they sprinted as fast as they could and they met in the middle, who's knocking over who?
Kyle is very. He's an athletic guy. Dom has, I think, a little bit lower center of gravity, though. Oh, that's tough. I think my edge, though, goes to Kyle.
Okay.
Kyle was a pulling guard. He pulled a lot in high school, and he would pancake people left and right. So I used to love watching that.
Dom's getting pancaked.
I think Dom is getting pancaked by Kyle.
Okay. And again, as of today, who do you think throws the football the farthest of everyone in the league?
Who do we got? We got me, you, Dom, Kyle, JP, Chaz, Jeff,
Campbell.
Casey,
We've got Joe, and we've got Dean, former Siena quarterback Dean.
That's right. Yeah, can't forget about Dean. I think I could still probably chuck a pigskin a good 50 or 60 yards.
Yeah, you're. I asked this question in the other Dynasty League, and you often come up. They're like, "Oh, Rappel's not in this league." So, yeah. So you carry some weight there. Who do you think runs the fastest 40 time?
Oh, definitely Joe.
What do you think he's clocking in at today?
Today, I could still see him at a sub-5, maybe a 4.9.
I like that. You think he's faster than Drescher? I think Drescher might get offended.
I don't know, Joe. What high school did Joe go to? I know it starts with an S.
Shalmont.
That's what it. Yeah, no, he. That would be. You know what? That would be. I would like to see that race right now. Drench versus Joe.
That would be a good one. Yeah, I'd be very curious to see.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I just know Joe was quick in high school. He was quick on the football field, and I mean Drench was really quick too. Obviously, he ran in high school or ran in college. So, Yeah, that's a tough one.
That's a good
What do you
question.
think?
Buddy, this isn't my podcast. You're going to have to wait to find out. Are you the big Jrappz still to this day?
Yeah, that's not
You're the
even a
real big
question.
Jrappz? If you guys
Yeah,
went and had the another workout at ABC, or Vent, you're taking Jeff down still as of today?
yeah. After Jeff never wanted to go back to Vent to go 1v1 with me after that. Just remember that.
To be fair, it was a slaughter. It was with all due
Look,
respect. With all due respect, it was a slaughter.
I'd go back today. I'd do it right now.
I don't
Get
know if
Jeff
he
in the
would,
gym with me.
and I don't think he should, honestly, unless he's really been working hard. Who do you think wins the championship this year?
Chris's team is pretty scary. He's been putting up a lot of points each week. So I probably I would pick Chris. But that being said, all it takes is one bad week in the playoffs, and a 5 or 6 seed can come out on top. So, but if I had to put my money on it, probably Chris.
I like it. Do you believe in Drake May to lead the Patriots back to glory?
I'm liking what I'm seeing right now. I was really hoping they'd get a deal done and bring A.J. Brown to the Patriots, but yeah, I got faith in Drake May. I think he could do it. He brings a lot of energy, and then with Vrabel and McDaniels there coaching the offense, I think he can get it done.
Okay, I like it. Share some life updates with us. Let everyone know what's going on if they haven't spoke to you recently. What's new in the world of Jrappz?
What's new? Well, I moved up to Dutchess County in March and been working up here, and just had Amanda and I had our 1-year wedding anniversary a few days ago. So
that's great.
Yeah, it flew by. Other than that, still renting, looking to possibly buy at some point in the near future, maybe in the next year or so. But other than that, just showing up to work, playing fantasy football, and that's really about it. Can't complain.
It's not a bad life to live. I'll end it with this. There's a lot of dads in this league. Dom's going to be the newest one to join the ranks. Joe C just joined us. What is there a kid in the horizon here, buddy?
Yeah, we've been discussing it. Probably be trying soon and hoping for maybe fall, early winter 2026, 2027. We'll see. But the goal is to start soon and hopefully by next fall.
Do you think you have what it takes to do it?
I think so.
That's good. All right, I'll end it with this. This isn't relevant to the league, but this is your first time in quite a few years. You have a dominant 10-man team. You look like the redraft favorite. Are you going to win it all?
I don't know. You're telling me that since I didn't do my Ricky ETN trade, it could not go through. But I like my team. I like my odds. If my team produces and doesn't do what they did last week, I mean, we got Taylor and Williams and Gibbs combining for 17, 20 points between the three of them.
Yeah, I don't think
as long as that doesn't happen again, I think I'm a favorite. But I don't know. You got Drench really, really turned it around. He's looking strong. Derner's up there. Matt's up there too. It's going to be tight. I really want to get the 1 or 2 seed so I don't have to face anybody the first week of playoffs.
The bye's huge.
But yeah, that's going to be a tight race. I think my team has what it takes, but I really would like to get a bye the first week of the playoffs.
You didn't mention Teddy. You don't think he's a threat?
No, Ted, if you're listening to this, you should be 8 or 9 or 10 seed. I don't know. I don't know how you got so lucky to face everyone's worst week every single week.
That's all it takes sometimes is the schedule.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Ted's pulling some strings. I think he might have your password, and he's altering the points of the opponents he's facing.
I wouldn't put it past him. All right, I'll actually end it with this. Kyle just texted a group chat I'm in, and he said, I'm going to say it, mint chocolate chip best ice cream. What are your thoughts on that?
No, peanut butter pandemonium from Stewart's.
Have you ever had the peanut butter cookie? It's kind of like a limited time flavor that comes out in the summer.
I have not had that.
Buddy, run to your
Speaking of
local
that, though,
stews and go get it. It's amazing. If you like
Stewart-
peanut butter, it's very peanut butter forward, but it's absolutely amazing.
I'll give that a shot. There's a Stewart's right down the road from me. But Stewart's just came out with, I think, a sugar cookie ice cream
They
limited time.
did. So I saw that and I didn't see it in the pints, and I was like, you know what, screw it, I'll ask. I was like, do you guys just like keep selling out of this? And even though they were advertising it, and the one in Ballston Lake, I mean, there's two of them, but neither one of them had it. So I asked the one because there's like one, I don't know why, but there's 1 minute from us either way when you go on Ushers, if you're familiar with that road.
Yep.
And she like went in the back for me because me and Esther are pretty frequent flyers there, and she like got it. And Joey Jr. was obsessed with it. Like he loved it so much. So I highly recommend it. I think it's pretty good too. I don't like the pints because the pints kind of as a big time ice cream guy, the pints kind of skimp you a little bit on like the pieces inside of it, and that's my favorite part. But no, it's really good. And Joey Jr. was absolutely housing those, and we had to be like, dude, you got to relax. So
That's good to hear. I'm a big sugar cookie guy, so when I saw that
the
today,
pieces in there are amazing, yeah. And it's like it's rich ice cream. It's very good ice cream. You know what I mean? Like it's not just like the pieces are good. Like the ice cream itself is really good, which I think goes a long way. So definitely try it. Because I don't know how long it's going to be here for. Do that and get the peanut butter cookie, because that one I think is also very, very good.
I'll bring those back and I'll report back to you.
I want a full-page essay on that, sir.
You'll get it double spaced.
Yeah. Let's do that. I think that's fair.
I can do that.
All right, buddy. Thanks for hopping on. I'm sad Chaz wouldn't join, but I mean, I'll get him on here one of these days, and he can kind of. I'm gonna let him speak to it himself.
That sounds good. Listen, I think these press conferences are great for the league. I don't know if we should make them mandatory, but open it up to whoever wants to come on, and adds a little bit of flair to the league.
Yeah, no, I'm always happy to do them. Sir, thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me. You have a good night, sir.
You too. I'll see you later.
Yep, bye.